Hey guys, it's Jessie V. So, I'm back, as you can see. It has been, I think, 2 weeks since I have filmed and just over a week since I posted a video. So I feel like I haven't actually connected with you guys in a while, and I really did miss you. I'm talking a little bit softer than I usually do because I have something going on with my chest right now, and if I overexert myself, I actually get a lot of pain in my chest, but I'll get to that in a little bit. I originally wasn't going to make this video because one, it's very personal. I also know it's going to be super depressing. It requires me to really open up and somewhat expose myself and my feelings, but at the same time, I feel like I need to do this because I do want it off my chest and I just want to talk. Like, today is one of those days where I just want to sort of rant, and I've said this so many times, but I consider you guys my family and my friends. Just picture this as me having you over and just talking about my feelings. So if you guys aren't up for a sort of sad rant, definitely click off this video because it's not going to be the most positive thing in the world. I do hope the end of it is going to be positive, but the first little while of this video is going to be sad. Also, I do apologize for not posting in a while. Starting today, my regular videos are going to be happening during the week. I'm actually going to try and post more often because making videos is a great distraction for me, and I do want to start doing daily YouNows. So basically, I just want to live stream for maybe an hour every single day. So if you guys want to join me, I will put my link to the YouNow down below in the description. And I think on YouNow, I will really open up more and talk to you guys personally because you can actually like ask me questions on there and I can actually converse with you guys a lot easier. And I'll probably keep my YouTube to more positive, somewhat creepy things, but today I'm gonna open my heart to you guys and just express everything. So I don't even know where to start. It's funny because when I sat down here, I didn't really know what I was gonna say. I just knew I had a lot on my mind, and I basically want to talk about 2017 because it was definitely the worst year of my life. The other worst year of my life was 2011, which I still haven't talked to you guys about what happened that year, and I don't know if I ever will. If I do, I'm probably gonna write about it because I don't know if I can actually sit here and talk verbally about it. But 2017, definitely one of the worst years of my life, and I kind of just want to sit here and go through it because I feel like if I talk about everything that happened, I can get past it a lot easier. And a lot of the stuff I'm going to talk about today, you guys have already heard, you guys already know about. But maybe some of you haven't, and the point of this video is just to be sort of therapy for me, if you will. Also, before I get started, because I've been sick this Christmas, I wasn't able to go on here and announce the giveaway winners, so they will be listed down below in the description. Everyone who has won has already been contacted, but just in case you're curious who the people are, it's down below in the description. Thank you everyone that entered. So I said I was going to start at the beginning of 2017, but I think the story kind of goes beyond that and starts in November of 2016. And a lot of you guys know I broke up with a guy that I'd been with for 6 years, and I will never express the reasoning for that because it is very personal, as I said, and there were two people in that relationship, and it wouldn't be fair for me to come on here and just expose everything when he's kind of helpless and can't defend himself, you know what I mean? So I don't think that's fair, but all you guys need to know is that things were not working and we just weren't happy in a relationship anymore, and it's tough because when you're with someone for 6 years, you kind of just, you grow with that person. Like, I actually met him when we were 14, so you gotta imagine, I'm turning 24. It's like you just grow up sort of living your life with them. So it's like a best friend. It's like a family member. It's like someone that's always sort of with you. So that was something that I had to deal with and get past because it's like this sudden thing where you just don't see each other anymore, you don't talk anymore, so it's like a relationship that long just being cut off all of a sudden. It's like you have to go through a withdrawal. So that was really hard last fall, and I had to go through Christmas being on my own for the first time in 6 years, and it was just really depressing for me. It also sucked because I put this person sort of on the internet for everyone to see, so all of my 600k subs at the time just knew about it and were talking about it and constantly, you know, tagging me in Twitter posts and Instagram posts talking about it, and that makes it so much harder to get over someone and to get past that sort of thing, which is the downside of being, you know, known on the internet. And the other thing I was going through back when I had my breakup was I was very, very sick, and that's sort of when the peak of my Lyme disease was happening. And at that point, I didn't know I had Lyme disease. I just knew that my whole body hurt all the time, like my muscles hurt. It constantly felt like I had just run a marathon. Like my joints were hurting, my muscles were hurting, I was out of breath all the time, I was just so tired. It was like just having constant pain, my head hurt. I was losing so much hair, like it would be ridiculous. I'd just put my hand through it and I would just pull off like just clumps of it. Whenever I took a shower, the whole shower floor was just covered in my hair. And I could feel parts on my head that I was almost going bald, and I was just freaking out because I'm thinking, I just went through a breakup and now I feel like I'm dying. Like, how do I get through this sort of thing? And then in January was when I was actually diagnosed with Lyme disease, and it was a journey to get to that point. My parents were there for me the whole way, but I think I've said this before, it's really hard to diagnose it in Canada at least, because doctors aren't allowed to treat it because it's not fully researched, and the treatment for it is kind of iffy, and it's really hard to get blood work to find out if you have Lyme disease. It just took us forever. It took me, my mom and I, crying in doctor's offices just saying, help us, like I can't deal with this anymore. I can't get out of bed in the morning, it hurts so much. So we actually couldn't get it diagnosed in Canada, unfortunately. We had to go to New York in the States to see a doctor there to get blood work, and that's where I was actually diagnosed. And when this doctor walked me through the treatment I had to go on, I remember hearing her voice, but the whole room going kind of blurry and just having this panic attack because she's telling me for 3 months straight I have to take like 25 antibiotics a day. She's telling me that I'm gonna have a Herx reaction, which is basically while this medication is fighting the Lyme disease bacteria in my system, I'm gonna feel worse because while the fighting is happening in my body, it just does not make you feel good at all. And she's telling me all these bad reactions I could have to the medication, and I was just sitting there thinking like, how the heck am I gonna do this? I'm gonna start crying. But it was just so overwhelming in that moment, and you know, I had to go back home and tell my family and my friends that I had Lyme disease, and not a lot of people understand it. And I know that when you tell someone that you have a disease, they kind of look at you funny because disease sounds like, oh my gosh, like stay away, I'm gonna catch whatever you have. Like, I just felt very embarrassed telling people, and my worst fear was telling you guys. I just thought, like, I can't continue sitting here making videos without being honest about what's going on with me and what I have. And my mom also told me, like, Jess, like, you have an opportunity to reach out to people who also have Lyme disease and to make them feel less alone, and you know, I have a voice. And so I finally sat down and just told you guys what was going on, which was freeing in a way, but also just terrifying. There was a light that came out of this. There was a positive thing, and that is that I met Ty in February, and I was not intending, I had no idea that I would meet him. Basically in February I was feeling really sad and just depressed and lonely, and I tried online dating because it wasn't even to find a boyfriend, it was just to find someone that I could sort of talk to and, I don't know, just feel comfortable with, and just to have someone there. But I did not expect to meet him and to have feelings for him so fast. And I mean, it was amazing because he literally got me through my treatment. I mean, not just him, obviously my family and friends did too, but he was like my partner who was just comforting me constantly, and who was always there for me, and just getting me stuff from the grocery store, just going out running errands to do anything he could to help me get through this Lyme disease. Like, I would sit there and he'd just rub my feet and rub my shoulders and just make me feel as comfortable as possible because I was in so much pain. And I felt bad because the first month that we were dating, I didn't tell him I had Lyme disease because I thought, great, like, I'm finally in a good spot with somebody, and then I'm gonna tell them that I'm sick. And I was worried that he'd hear that and like just dash. Like, I thought he'd just run away and leave me. But when I told him, it almost brought us closer because it just showed that I trusted him enough to open that part of my life to him. So he definitely got me through the treatment. And there were so many nights that I was just depressed and I would lie in bed crying and just like feeling all the pain and knowing all the medication I was on. And he was definitely a light. Like whenever I thought of him, it would make me feel a lot better. I don't want to be cheesy or anything, but it's just crazy what how much someone can impact your life like that. But in the end, I did get through those 3 months of treatment, and I think I finished in July, I believe, and it was just in time for summer, and it made my summer so much better because the treatment really did help, and I was feeling myself again. Like I was barely in any pain. Summer was great. It felt like I just had a break from, you know, my illness, and like I totally forgot about it almost. But then when fall came around, it started to get bad again, and I was aware of that. Like Lyme disease unfortunately never fully goes away. It's sort of always there with you, and whenever you get a normal sickness or whenever you hurt yourself, it's like 10 times worse when you have Lyme disease. So I'd get like a small infection from something or like just a small cold and it would just turn into something so much bigger, and it just sucked because I felt like I was constantly burdening my family and my friends, and I thought I was burdening Ty, even though I know to him like I wasn't a burden to him. But you can only think when you're sick constantly how people around you must feel, like, oh great, she's sick again, you know. But it was something that was completely out of my control, and I knew deep down everyone who loved me knew that, you know what I mean. But it just sucked saying like, oh, I can't go to this family party because I'm sick, or I can't do this because I'm sick, and I was just getting so frustrated with myself. All I could do was try and stay strong and get through all my illnesses. But the last 2 months have been absolute hell for me. I do not want to cry in this video because I have so much more to film today. Okay. The last 2 months have been horrible. I got sick in November. I just picked up a normal cold from somebody, and because of my disease it just progressed and progressed, and by the beginning of December I already talked to you guys about this, but it turned into like a chest cold, and I couldn't sit up in bed, and I could barely breathe because my cough was so bad. Like it was literally like blocking everything in my chest, and it was just horrible. I couldn't even sleep through the night without coughing. And then what you guys haven't heard of yet is this past, I think, week and a half, even 2 weeks probably, I have been in and out of the hospital because that cold turned into terrible, terrible chest pain. Like my lung has collapsed back in 2011, and that pain was horrible. But this pain that I was dealing with recently was even worse than that. I have never felt a pain so terrible in my entire life. It literally felt like I was having a constant heart attack, like because the pain was over the left side of my chest, and it's just constant. Like it wouldn't go away, not with Advil, like no painkillers. If I moved slightly, it was almost like someone stuck like a knife in my chest, and to breathe even a little bit it hurt, and like to move it hurt. That's what it kind of felt like to me. So I was literally in the hospital Christmas Eve, Christmas, just a bunch of days, and my family missed out on stuff, and Ty missed out on stuff, and I just feel really bad for my family and friends that have to sort of put their life on hold for me because I'm sick all the time. And people have been great, like no one's been mad at me. They've been really supportive, but it's embarrassing, and I just wanted them to enjoy their Christmas. Like I would literally be happy if they just left me at the hospital and like went out to celebrate Christmas, because I never want to like stop people from having a good time. And Christmas is like my favorite time of the year. I do feel slightly better today, but even like talking right now my chest really hurts. But you guys should have seen me a week ago. I was just in bed every single second of the day because I couldn't move, and the pain was just so bad that like I was lying there and I'm like, I just don't want to die. I guess like when you're sick so often you worry about stuff like that, and I was thinking like I'm so young, I have so much life ahead of me, I don't want to die. Like I just kept saying that. Anyways though, my goal for 2018 is to be as healthy as possible, even though a lot of the time it's out of my control. But I am praying for healing, and I am praying for strength, because it's really easy for me to sort of like crawl up in a ball and lie in bed in the dark and be depressed, because I do suffer from depression, and this illness mixed together with that just makes me want to hide away from the world and just stay in the dark with my thoughts and just be in pain. That's what's easy for me, and I'd rather just be in bed than have to walk around, you know, feeling sick and bothering people. And someone tweeted me during sort of one of my worst days where I was so depressed and so in pain, and they told me that their sister is annoyed by me. Hold on, I have the actual tweet. I was so upset when I saw it. They said, "My sister said she's getting annoyed by you, saying you're like every other YouTuber who thinks they're the only ones that matter because of all your illness and hospital updates." So this person is annoyed because I talk about my illness, and that really hit me the wrong way and made me very sad, because this is my life now. If I just sat here and pretended like everything was okay and just never talked to you guys about what was going on with me personally, I would be living a lie. Like, I would feel like I was faking everything all the time. And you know, I have to live with Lyme disease and live with being sick, and if talking about this makes at least one person feel like they're not alone, I'm gonna do it. And I'm gonna just be myself and be real with people. And if that annoys anybody, then I would hope they would just stop watching my videos altogether, because the V team, to me, all my subscribers, you guys are family and friends, and we are just one big group that should just love each other. And if anyone is, you know, sort of disrespectful in that matter, I wouldn't want them in my family, you know what I mean? I feel like we all need to just be understanding and care for each other. But anyways, that has been my year, and I think in order for me to move on with 2018, I have to sort of take it all in, you know, and me talking about this has helped. And I know like probably 80% of this stuff you guys have heard me say before, and yes, I'm repeating it, but I'm repeating it for myself, if that makes any sense. So anyways, if any of you guys are going through sort of the same thing as me, maybe you don't have Lyme disease, but maybe, you know, you're sick all the time and your immune system isn't great like mine, just know that things will get better. I know it's tough, but you have friends and family that are there for you, and I'm there for you, and I love you, and if I can get through it, you can too. And I just wish you all the best for 2018. I'm gonna try to stop being depressing, at least for a little while, and the next few videos are gonna be really fun, really interesting. And if you guys want to hear the more personal stuff, I will be going on YouNow hopefully every day. Maybe I can't every single day, but I'm gonna try for at least an hour a day. So the link is down below if you want to be a part of my live streams. I don't know what time I'm gonna do them. Probably when you guys get out of school. I don't know, maybe just before dinner, after dinner. We will see. Just know that I am in Eastern Standard Time, so depending on where you are, it might be a slight time difference, but I'm gonna tweet when I go live. So if you're not following me on Twitter, that is down below too, just so you know when I'm gonna go live. And yeah. Oh, I also tell you on Snapchat as well, which is down below. But I love you guys so much, and thank you for just listening to me and being supportive and not getting tired of my illness, because if that ever happens, I will just feel totally defeated and sad, because this is my life now. But I am gonna try and be as healthy as possible, and I'm gonna try and get better the best that I can. But I love you all so much, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!